Greetings to all. One shortcut formula developed by me. The topic is make or buy decision. Even this formula is useful in the special order too, but my focus is on make or buy. In general, if there is no limiting factor, the resources are not limited, so the problem will become easy. But most of the cases, it is not like that. So we have always resources are in scale. So in the management accounting, the marginal analysis decision making topic, when the resources are restricted or limited, so we will use the concept of contribution margin divided by the limiting factor. The same concept applies here for this question also. By using that particular concept, this formula I have developed. So let's see the scenario first. So in US CMA examination also, whenever these types of questions are given, so it's better to focus on the last part of the question along with the pattern of answer. But here answer pattern is not given. So normally we understand by studying this, focusing on the key question. What is the maximum acceptable price for the component B if it is sourced externally? So we need to understand this particular point, that the company has taken a decision that if it is outsourced instead of manufacturing in-house, so what is that amount we are going to pay to that particular supplier? If we ask the same question to a layman also, so if you are manufacturing in-house, what is the cost you are going to incur? The same cost, that is the maximum cost, that is the maximum price that you are going to ready to pay to the supplier if it is outsourced. That's what the simple logic applied here. However, for short-term decision making, the relevant cost need to be considered. So in general, a layman will take all the cost structure. However, we ignore here fixed cost if it is unavoidable, because whether you take this decision or not, in both the situation, fixed costs are there anyhow, exists. That's why fixed costs are irrelevant. So here the relevant costs are, one is avoidable cost. Second is the opportunity cost. So here, how to solve this question is that assume that if you are manufacturing the product B inside, what is that relevant cost that you are going to incur? That is avoidable cost. Second thing is opportunity cost. So what are those avoidable costs if we manufacture the component B in-house, that we need to identify? Second thing, because here two components are there. Why? Because this question is critical. Why? Because two components are there. Component A, it needs to be manufactured. Component B, it needs to be manufactured. It has the annual demand also. So they need to fulfill the demand either by manufacturing inside or from outsourcing that particular, that means buying the material from a supplier. As we are assuming that one unit of product we are manufacturing inside in-house. So relevant costs we need to consider. Second thing, opportunity cost, because by selecting product B manufacturing in-house, because machine hours are limited here, so we cannot manufacture product A. If we are not manufacturing product A, we need to buy it from outside supplier. If we are buying from outside supplier, so buying cost is more than the in-house manufacturing cost for product A. So in this case, we are losing some amount, and that loss is nothing but what? Opportunity cost. What we are losing, the benefit, that is our opportunity cost. So here, actually by selecting manufacturing product B, we cannot manufacture product A. Hence, we are going for outside supplier buyer. Hence, we are paying more. But if we would have manufactured product A, we would have manufactured at low cost. So the difference between buyer cost and if product component A is manufactured in-house, so we would have paid less. We have incurred less. So the difference between these two is the lost money. That is loss. That is treated as an opportunity cost. But it is not so simple. We cannot take avoidable cost and opportunity cost directly, because component A and B are taking different machine hours. Component A is taking 2.5 machine hours. Component B is taking three machine hours. So it is not that so easy, this question. So what we have to do, I have told you, if there is any limiting factor, so we divide with the amount with the that limiting factor. So that limiting factor is machine hours. This avoidable cost of component B, so you need to take machine hours of B. Opportunity cost related to the the difference between supplier cost of component A and the if we would have manufactured in-house, that making cost for product A, the difference is lost. We have lost because buying cost is more, manufacture in-house manufacturing less. Because by selecting product B, compulsorily we have to manufacture. So we are not manufacturing product A. Because of that, we are buying from outside supplier, and outside supplier charging more. So difference between these two is a lost money, and that is what opportunity cost, right? And the machine hours for that is product A is, we have to take 3 here. So finally, this is, we will get the avoidable cost per machine hour and opportunity cost per machine hour, but we need component B 1 unit. So again, this answer, what you're getting here, need to be multiplied with the machine hours of product B. So now let's see, let's solve this question. So this question says that, let's see the entire question. Consider a scenario where a company is evaluating the production of two vital components A and B for its product line. The annual demand is product A is 8,000 and product B is 11,000. That means the demand is there, means we have to sell those things. However, assume that the company ideal capacity for to manufacture these 41,000 machine hours only. Has a traceable unavoidable fixed cost, because I have told you unavoidable costs are not relevant for decision cost. So fixed cost will be ignored here, 44,000 in total for using this particular capacity. Component A require 2.5 machine hours and component B require 3 machine hours. So that is needed here. And avoidable cost directly in this question, actually, in the question, they will not give you the avoidable cost. That normally is a variable cost. That is a different discussion. All variable costs are avoidable cost. It's not. All avoidable cost might be the all variable cost, but not all variable costs are avoidable costs. But anyhow, that is a separate discussion. Avoidable cost directly given in this question for product A 8.25 and for product B is 10.5. The fixed manufacturing overhead, which is allocated based for the machine hours amount, 3.75 for product A and 4.5 for product B. This is not, we are not going to consider, and this is the point here, because it is unavoidable. That means whether you make or buy product A, either B, you are going to incur that. Already that is a sunk cost, so irrelevant. That is not to be considered. And supplier prices are given for product A 11.25 and 13.5 for product B. So now how to solve this particular question? This is short-term decision making. Because of that, only relevant cost need to be considered. Relevant cost is avoidable cost and opportunity cost. So avoidable cost by limiting factor plus opportunity cost by limiting factor. This is relevant to the product B and this is relevant to the product A. However, this question is what is the maximum price to be paid to the product B? So hence machine hours, the limiting factor of the product B need to be multiplied. That is what. So now first of all, let's consider the avoidable cost per unit. That is, what is the price that we are paying to the product A if we buy outside? That means outsource. If we outsource, we are going to pay 13.5. But if it is in-house, it is manufactured, the avoidable costs are given here in this question for the product A 8.25. Here the outsource product A 11.25, sorry, not 13.5, 11.25 minus 8.25. So that means $3 we are paying extra, and that is what our loss resulting from buying supplier rather than producing in-house, that is for component A, that is $3. So hence I'm substituting here $3 and machine hours required, because that concept you know very well, I have already explained. So machine hours required to produce component A is 2.5. Avoidable cost for product B per unit is given here in this question, 10.5. So that 10.5 need to be taken here, and machine hours per unit required for product B is given as 3, and here machine hours is 3. So 3 multiply, right, 10.5 divided by 3, 3.5. So 3.5 plus 3 divided by 2.5, 1.2. So put together 3.5 plus 3.5 plus 1.2, that is 4.7. So 3 into 4.7, 14.1. This is what the maximum price that we are ready to pay, because our in-house manufacturing cost according to the relevant cost definition, this is the thing. So in this way, we can solve this particular question easily. There is no need to go for totaling, finding out 8,000 units of product A require 8,000 multiply 3, 2.5 hours, and 11,000 of B requires this one, so total number of required machine hours, this much, blah, blah, blah. Not needed. The simple logic we can use and we can solve this problem. That is what my shortcut formula. Thank you so much.